Hello again and welcome to another day of 12 Days of Christmas. A fairly quick and simple card to show today because I've done a lot of prep first, because I'm so excited to tell you that we've at long last got the lovely mini Poinsettia plate back in stock. It's one of those plates which is just ideal for filling in and adding to already embellished things, as well as if you look back in previous videos, I have done videos just using the Poinsettia. So it's an A6 plate, cuts out a lot, 20, wait a minute, 5, 10, 22, is it? Yeah, 22 different size, well, not all different size, but 22 little poinsettias all in one go. So I'm just going to do that for you, and then I'm going to show you how it's going to embellish the beautiful card. Well, I think it's a beautiful card anyway, that I've done for you today. So I'm just going to pop that through my machine, and we shall just... So I've done quite a lot ahead of myself here, because I know you've all got, limited time to sit there and watch me. And then there's an element of it that I wondered whether you'd like to see how I did. So subsequently, just pushing this through the machine. You can see, lost 2 on the plate there. You can see how beautiful these are, that they just come out. So I'm going to just take my little brush and take out the vast majority of those. But you have got loads. I mean, I'm not going to use all of these in my card today, but one go through. Can you imagine having to put all those tiny little dies in one go and trying to cut them out? Even if you had 2 or 3 of the different sizes, you would be spending a lot of time just trying to be very frugal and get them all close together. Whereas one plate, which is a 1/4 of an A4 piece size of card, has cut out all of those, one go, sorted, done. That's what we like to do, isn't it? So I've got all of those ready to go as my embellishment. And let me show you the card on which I'm going to pop them on. So I've got to pick them all up now. So I'm going to bring in the different elements of this card for you today. So first of all, my card is a craft piece of card. Now it is a 10 by 7, but I've actually trimmed it down so that it's actually a 7 by 8. Okay, fair enough. Unusual sort of size, but that's what I've gone for. So my first layer is some of my, oh, look at that. Look at that. Blimey. I forgot to tell you to put sunglasses on again, didn't I? So this is my first layer going down. Whoops. And this is some of the waterfall card or glitter card you can use. Anything that's really lovely and shiny. We like all that. And so that is just a centimetre smaller all the way around, giving you a nice little border. So that is my first layer. Sunglasses are ready. Let me turn it over so that I can push from the other side. Okay. Then we need to calm it down a little bit. So my next layer is another piece of coconut white. And I've cut that at 1/2 centimetre smaller all the way around. And as you possibly can see, I have already embossed it with an embossing folder. It's one of the Crafts 2 embossing folders. It's not a Christmassy one, but I think it gives it's a little heart in between all of the little lattice, and I think that gives out quite a nice little finish to it. So I'll pop that into the centre like that. So we've got quite a nice little finish there. Now then I've taken myself into the Presscut nesting ovals. They do 2 sorts. One, which is this one, I don't know if you can see, has got like a stitch dot. And wait for it, I've cut that out of the really glittery card. Then I have gone for plain ovals, and that's cut from the satin card. And then I've gone for the next size down in my plain, which is for the coconut white. So I've got all those layers going on there, and I'm just going to stick those all together. I will put foam on the the largest one in a second, but I'm not going to put foam on all of these layers. Reason being that my flowers, which I want to put on in a second, are my focal point, and I don't want to, they've got enough dimension on them, so I'm not going to put 3 layers. So I'm just going to do this layer. So I'm going to take my foam tape, pop that onto the back. It's 2mm foam tape, 2mm thickness, and that should do the trick nicely, just to bring this bit of card up a little bit. Okay, so put a bit of glue on there and sort of, as much as I can, centralize that for there. Now, I've then taken my Presscut Merry Christmas sign, and I've actually cut it out 3 times. And the reason being that I want to be able to work with it rather than it flop about. Okay, so I've got my Merry Christmas that's going to go on there. So all I've done is cut it out 3 times and then carefully layered it one on top of another, immediately on top of another, so that we've got that thickness, basically, so that it's easier to work with. Because sometimes these fancy words are lovely. Just make sure that's on straight. Need to sit it up so I can see. They're lovely, but they can sort of distort. And so I find that if I layer it up a couple of times, and in some cases 3 times, it will give you a much easier, almost works out to be like a bit of hard cardboard because it's got all the layers. So I'm just going to pop my Christmas down. And now I've got my words there ready to go. Now, this is the one that I want to know, or not want to know, wondering whether you might want to know how I did this. So this is using the classic Poinsettia. It's actually got some stamens in it. You can see that. It's used coconut white card, but it's done in quite a different way. So on the comments, if you let me know, you can go over to the Facebook page as well. So some of you may not be aware that we have got a wonderful, and I do mean that, Facebook group. So do go over and have a look. It's called Maximum Crafts. There's a surprise. And you will be able to comment on there as well. And it would be lovely to know if you would like to see how I achieved this poinsettia. It's really simple, but it is with the ordinary classic poinsettia. And then I've got some lovely stamens in the centre to go with that. Okay, so that little beauty is going to sit up there, but I need to chop off the back first. So let's just do that. That's all ready to go. And then I've already seen, you may have spied, I've already cut out some foliage here because I want to put in some bits of foliage, and then I'm going to bring in my lovely little mini poinsettias. As I said, they look so nice to just finish that off. I'm just going to put my hot glue gun on, and I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue onto the back of some of that because I don't want it all down there. And then we'll add a little bit of bits and pieces. So this is all from foliage plate, which unfortunately is no longer available, but I'm sure you have got something in your stash that would be equally, well, probably you've got that, to be honest. So I know that looks funny from behind, but once you pop that onto there, I think that looks quite nice. So I'm going to pop some hot glue onto the back of that and then just sit that down there. Now I'm having to squash it to sit it down, but I just want to hold that in place whilst that hopefully takes, and then can rescue my poinsettia. And then I can take my little ones and just bend them a little bit. And then just pop a little bit. And just pop these in for a little bit of embellishment on the side. And I just think they just, I mean, the poinsettia, the big poinsettia, looks lovely on its own, but just to finish off these little ones, just so handy. I think we need a little bit. That's better. Hold on. Need a little bit extra there. Ooh, I've got a string of glue now. It's better there. And then another little one on this side here. So just building them up so you've got that lovely area there, which looks lovely. So I've got a nice 3 there, and then I'm going to come down here on this side with another little bit. I think we go with those 2 little ones down there. So just pop them in. So as I said, any greenery, it's gold, but you know what I mean. Any foliage that would look nice there. I'm just going to put those down there. And then grab myself so I'm just bending them backwards and then forwards, and I think I'm going to do a double one here. So I'm just going to have my double one on this side here. So just a little bit of glue in the center, offset that. Oops. And just hold that down to stay stuck. Bit of my hot glue to go in the center. Lush or what? Loving it. And then finally, I've cut myself out some of the Belgravia corners. Now I was going to cut them out from the snowflake one, but in actual fact I felt that these went in almost better because I wanted the emphasis to be not necessarily on the corners but on the actual flowers itself, and I felt that if I'd gone in with the snowflake corners it might have detracted. So these are lovely little corners, the Belgravia corners, putting them onto my sticky specs so that I can be sure of getting a good fix. And I'm just going to place them into the corners of my card. So don't forget, we have now our beautiful mini poinsettia plate available over on the website. We also have, well, I think nearly everything apart from the foliage. We have everything here that I've used today available over on the website. Do you know what? I think these corners just finish this off. I love it. I hope you do, because that's a very posh shops card, don't you reckon? I reckon. I really love this one. So there is your card in all its glory. We've got a lot of glitter going on. We've got a lot of gold. We've got a lot of poshness going on here. So let me just explain. So as I said, all of the bits and pieces, including these gorgeous little mini poinsettias, which really desperately need, hold on, they need a little gem of some sort, do they not? I think they do, and I don't know what I've done with them. I'll have to organise that. They need a little gem. I need to pop a little something or other in there just to finish that off, and I don't know what I've done with them. I put them in a safe place. Do you know what I mean? In a safe place, so I'd know where they are, and now have absolutely no idea whatsoever what I've done with them. Disappeared off the face of the earth. However, I have got my Belgravia corners, I've got my large poinsettia, my mini poinsettia plates, I've got my oval dies, my stitch dot and my plain by Presscuts. And I have got my Presscut Merry Christmas and my Crafts 2 background there. So, all available over on the website. All orders will be entered into a draw, which will be drawn this Sunday, the 14th of November, when we will be sort of back to normalish, really, if you could call anything normal. Don't forget to comment. If you like it, and do comment as to whether you'd like to see how we achieved this lovely poinsettia here, being a bit different. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me. I hope to see you again tomorrow. Thanks, bye.